to purl in continental knitting, you will enter the stitch from above. You will get the yarn, which is now in front of the work. You will put it around the needle and trap it underneath, and then you'll pull up through the stitch you just entered. Again, you'll put the yarn to the front, you'll go into the stitch, wrap the yarn around the needle. Here I'm doing it with my thumb. And then you go up through the stitch. And again, yarn in front. Then you go in through the top of the stitch, meaning from the side of the point. Catch the yarn and go back through the stitch and take it off the needle. Again, I am putting my yarn in front. I am putting my yarn into the stitch and under the yarn that is now in front. I am wrapping my needle and pulling it up through the stitch and making sure that I don't lose it. And I am not very proficient in, at least not as much as I am in knitting the knit stitch. I am not very good at purling, and that's why I am grabbing my yarn so much. And that's why it's sometimes a little difficult to see what I am doing, because I am making sure that every time it slips a little, I am putting my fingers on the yarn to sort of tame it a little bit. So if you're a beginner and you have a very hard time purling, that would be a tip. Just use whatever methods you need, and if, like me, you have a little bit more control when you're touching the yarn and the stitches in order for them to not fly off your needles, then that is completely fine and it will help you in the long run. It also actually developed into a method that I can do without looking, because I have my fingers so much on the yarn, so that is a bonus, but it is not the fastest way of knitting the purl or doing the purl stitch. Knitting purl stitch? I don't know. So I hope that there is an angle in here where you can see how to purl.